their best games. You know, I don't think they're. What's up, a cook? How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I don't think you can, can control like how great of an offensive night you have, but my team's usually better at the end of the year because we improve a lot during the year. Get better offensively, get better defensively. I would say for just as a team, though, when we imagined year 3 going into the Big East, when we'd have a chance to potentially make a move, Andre Jackson and Book Knight were a huge part of, us being able to be a tournament team and compete at the top of the league. But those guys have been hurt since they've been back. We look like a really good team.
Thank you. Go ahead, Gab.
Dan, I think you've held your last 4 opponents to 38% shooting combined. Where have you seen the improvements defensively?
Andre's helped a lot there. That's where even, when he's not scoring, and we want him to be more aggressive, looking to create offense because he's such a beautiful passer. But, he's helped our defense a lot. I think we had a bad stretch of games where we were soft defensively, and we saw what playing soft defensively does to your to your chances of winning and losing. So I just think the team just understands at this point how important defense is, and I think Andre's helped a lot.
Dave?
Dan, how's Josh, Carlton, and the last game, obviously Mamu got his points. What did you do kind of well against him maybe in the first half, not as well in the second? I know he obviously went to the foul line a lot. Is that kind of the key with him?
Yeah, I mean, we he was at the free throw line a lot. Isaiah did a pretty good job, but again, I think we fouled him too much. Just got to try to make him make tough shots. He's like an NBA rotation player already, just with how skilled he is offensively. So, just try to make it as hard on him as possible. But and make him make shots. We fouled him too much, but in general, we've fouled too much lately. Got to just be more disciplined.
And Josh,
yeah, I mean Josh. He was limited today, but he did some things, and Josh is a really good older player, so he knows these games. He knows what these games mean. So he'll be a game time decision, but he'll I think he's got a good chance to be in there.
Dan Barletta?
Yeah, Dan, obviously this is a huge game for both teams. Does it feel like going into a playoff game for you and your guys?
Not a playoff game. We do that next week. You'll deal with the pressure of those type of things next week. I mean, we just, listen. It's our first year back in the Big East. We're healthy. We're playing well. We know tomorrow is going to be a tough game. 2 desperate teams. Obviously, it's senior day and obviously a huge game for them. It's a big game for us. We still have a chance to finish in the top 3. So, in our first year back in the Big East, dealing with everything we've dealt with. So I look at tomorrow for us more like opportunity. It's a big game, but it's like a big opportunity for us.
Charlotte?
Hey, Dan, just wanted to follow up on Gavin's question. What is Andre doing specifically that's made him really good for you guys defensively?
Yeah, I mean, it's, when you put a 6'7", freakish type of athlete with, that type of length on the court, it makes it harder. It just shrinks the court for the offense, and it's disruptive. He could guard multiple positions, and this is a guy that again missed the entire preseason pretty much, and which hijacked the beginning of his year, and then had the fractured wrist, or else he would have been doing this a while ago. And I see him getting more comfortable on offense.
Wayne?
Dan, thoughts about RJ being named the Big East Player of the Week, and with his recent offensive explosion, do you run more plays for him now than you might have done a month ago?
No, we haven't changed really anything we're doing. We've got guys playing well. It's just like last year. When Book found his groove and Christian started playing efficiently, we were as good as anyone in our conference to close the year last year. So, we run the same stuff offensively. The team has had time to get healthy and play more games together. And RJ sat out a year, and we don't need that level from RJ. But we need the leadership, we need the grit, and then we need the production. But it doesn't have to be Big East Player of the Week every week for us to win, because we have depth.
Dave?
Yeah, Dan, you mentioned before last game that any kind of emotions you might have going up against Seton Hall might not hit you until the Prudential Center. But do you anticipate that tomorrow night, or is this too much at stake here to get wrapped up in all that?
I think the absence of the fans changes like a lot of the emotion and energy of these games. I don't think you'll feel any of that type of I don't think you feel any of that type of nostalgia or what have you until we go back into the arenas next season with the full house. But for me, driving in here was really cool. I mean, Seton Hall, right up the street, St. Benedict's where I coached, right up the street. It's like we got a great opportunity game tomorrow, so let's go.
Mike Crispino?
Hey, Dan, first time you played Seton Hall, they made 9 of 18 threes. They're not a great percentage three-point shooting team on the season. What happened in that game that you saw and looking at it, and how do you change that?
Yeah, I think, we made, these guys are veteran players. I mean, they got, potential player of the year, and then 2 all-conference first or second team level wings. You're gonna, some nights a team's gonna make tough shots, and then on some, so they made some tough shots, and we made some defensive, mistakes, that led to them having to make a shot. So they played great against us, and they jumped us, and we've got to be a lot better because they've had a week off, and to really get re-energized, and there's fans there, so we got to be really dialed in.
A couple more, Dom.
Dan, what are you seeing in Tyler's game right now, and how important is he at this point as kind of a last piece of the puzzle to give you that 3-point shooter to maybe open the floor a little bit for the other guys?
Yeah, I mean, Tyler, just to have a guy that's got, again, like length, and he's athletic, and he has the stability, even in games where he's not making shots. We get to play 4-on-4 because people they stay attached to him, and he's so he gives James more room to operate, RJ more room to operate. Obviously the rest of our guys, and it gives us room to play, throw the ball inside to Adama, Josh, Isaiah. So, he's an important guy, even on nights where, as long as he's giving us enough defensively and on the backboard, Tyler is a real weapon.
Last one, Gav.
Dan, you didn't have James last time when you played him. How's it kind of change things matchup wise this time with James going against Seton Hall?
Yeah, I mean, it's there's a lot of good matchups on the wing tomorrow. Roden and Kale, Molson. These guys are some really, really good wing players. It's a lot of talent on the floor. I don't think our league has got enough credit this year. I think 2 really good NCAA caliber teams are going to play tomorrow. So it should be a fun game.
Okay, I don't see any more, guys. That's it. Okay, thanks, Coach.
Later.
See everybody tomorrow.
Thanks.
Bye-bye. Bye, everybody.